So we'll just wait 1 more minute for the others. So I really guess that uh, maybe they are not going to join us anymore. So while waiting, do you guys have a question or clarification so far regarding with this one? Question, guys? Can you guys hear me?
None, sir.
All right, so let us continue now our discussion. Okay, so this is the solution of this one. So I have already showed to you guys how this one worked. Okay, so make sure to check this one also on your own Visual Studio. Okay, so we also have this one random as data type, wherein you can generate a random number between 1 to 25 or 0 to 24 rather. Okay, so if you're going to have this one as your randomizer, you can limit your randomizer starting from this number to that number only. Like for example, this one right here, 25. So this will only generate number between 0 to 24. So yes, we have 25 characters in here. But then again, in computer, it always starts with 0. So that is why it will only reach up to 24 only. So if you want to have a range from 0 to 25, then make this one 26. Okay. All right, so I will not show this one to you guys anymore. So you can just simply copy this one and then paste it, and then it will give you this output or result. Okay, just put this inside a button. Okay. And here's another alternative solution. So before we were using this one randomized and then random, okay, wherein you're going to randomize two things or randomize two number, 0.75, and then it will be randomized again. But in here, we're only going to use one randomizer, okay, which is this one, okay, random as data type. So in here, you can just simply say n.next is equal to 76, so that this will generate a random number from 0 to 75, okay? So whatever is the range, so it is between this number. So 1 to 15 is B, 16 to 30 is I, etc., etc. Okay, and let's say it wasn't able to have a value of 1 to 75 because sometimes it will give you a value of 0 since this will start with a value of 0. So that is why we have the else statement right here, so that just in case it gave you a 0 value, it will go to next. Okay, so it will just go back to this line, and then it will generate again a random number, and then yeah, until it falls between 1 to 75. All right, so we have here a counterpart for the if else statement, wherein we have the select case statement. So select case statement can be used when there are multiple selection possibilities. So here's the complete syntax of select case statement. So we have select case, and then the variable name, and then we have here the list of conditions, and then the list of statements that it will initiate on each of those cases. And then case else is if none of those were true, then it will fall on our case else, and then the statement that it will initiate or execute. Okay, and then we have here and select. So in here, instead of having if, okay, we have select case, and then instead of having else if, we have case. And then instead of having case else or else only rather, okay, we have here case else. And then instead of having and if, we have here and select. So here's the thing, whatever you can do on the if else statement, you can also do that one on the select case statement. Okay, so this is just another way of programming things. Okay, so you can choose between those two formats. So whatever you can do on the if statement can be done on the select case statement. It's just that they have different syntax. Okay, so for example, we have this if statement. Okay, if age is equal to 5, then we have category 5-year-old. Else if we have 13 to 19, we have teenager. We have age 20 to 35, or age equal to 50, or age is equal to 60 and above, okay, up to 65, then that one is a special adult. Or if that is more than 65, it will give you the result of senior citizen. Else, category everyone else. So if none of those were true, then it will fall on the everyone else. So yeah, here's the syntax for the if, else if statement. And here's the syntax or equivalent syntax for the select case statement. So we have here the select case, which is the age, the variable. And then we have here the value of that variable, which is 5. So it will fall on the 5-year-old. And then case 13 to 19. 13 to 19 is a teenager. 20 to 35, 50. And 60 to 65 is a special adult. And then above 65 is senior citizen. And then if none of those were true, then it will lead you to everyone else. Okay. So yeah, they are only giving you the same output, but just a different syntax or different way of programming those two scenario. All right. Okay, so we have here exercise number 1. So revise using select. So num is equal to numeric up down num that value. Okay, so if 1 is ranging 1 to 15, then it will give us letter B. If or num is ranging from 16 to 30, it will give us a value of I. Or if it's ranging from 31 to 45, it will give us a value of N. 46 to 60 is G. Or other than those, if none of those were correct, okay, regarding whatever is the value of this numeric up down, then it will give us a value of O on our text box or label. So this can be a label or a text box. Okay, so let me just show this one to you guys. So again, if you guys have a question, okay, just ask me anytime. All right, so I will not ask you guys anymore if you guys have a question or none, since I'm not sure if you guys are really there or no, if I'm still talking to someone or no. Okay, so just in case you guys have a question, so feel free to interrupt me anytime, okay? If ever that you guys are still there and listening. Okay, so let me just show this one. Okay, instead of having text box, we have numeric up down. Change that one into size 40. What is our code in here? We don't need that button. Number. Equivalent. So here's the equivalent number. Okay, it is on our numeric up down, and here's the equivalent letter. Okay, I will display it on our text box to the text. Right. So double click the numeric up down. Okay, I'll just transfer this one, numeric up down, and then delete this one. So just fix this one. The name of our numeric up down is numeric up down 1. num and num, space right here, space. And we have to declare num is equal to as integer. And right here, so this is text box 2. Oops. So right here, oops. Right here we have text box 2, okay? So that is why the one that I put in here is not text box 1, but it is text box 2. Text box 2, text box 2, text box 2. Okay. And this one should have a space. Space. There you go. All right, so this is our old way of doing things using if. Okay. But if we're going to transfer this one or convert this one into select case statement, okay, so you still need to declare a variable, which is num. And in here, we still have numeric upland one that value will be passed into our num. But in here, if we're going to use select case, okay, you should declare the variable right here, num. And then instead of if right here, this one now is case, and then case else, right? And then right here, we don't have then anymore. Just remove that then. And instead of having that greater than equal to, just use the word to. Copy, remove that, change into 2, 2, 2. So this end if will become end select, if I'm not mistaken. There you go. Okay, so as you guys can see, this one is much more straightforward and much more easier to understand because we have 1 to 15, which is letter B, 16 to 30, which is I, and 31 to 45 is N, 45 to 60 is G, and then if none of those were true, then it will execute this case else. Okay, so let's see if this one is working. So there you go. It is working as the same with our if statement. Okay, so again in here, it's just that, at the same output, but a different syntax, a different way of programming this one. Right? So I hope we are clear with this one. Are we clear? If there is someone in there, could you guys please respond?
Yes, sir.
All right. So kala ko wala na kayo eh. Anyway. Okay, so again, just do this one, okay, with your own Visual Studio. So I am doing it to show to you guys, but this is not enough. So I would like you to experience it on your own, okay, for you to be able to understand this one to its fullest. All right, so that's it for the exercise number 1. And for the exercise number 2, so I will not do this one anymore since they are just the same concept, just a different cases and then different values. Okay, so I will leave this one as part of your self-study. Okay, so just in case you're having a problem and then you cannot make this one work, you can message me anytime. All right. The same with exercise number 3, just different cases and then different values. All right. Okay, so for the exercise number 4, so it says here, write the select case statement that tests the age variable and assigns the name of the favorite snack of that age group to the variable snack according to the following preferences. So in here, I would like you guys to answer this one because this is your 5th quiz, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check. Yeah, this is your 5th quiz. So I would like you guys to create a program, same with this one, okay? Select case syntax or format, okay? So this is the condition. Under age 7 should give as a result of, let's say, in a text box or a message box with equal to yogurt. If age is 7 to 12, then you can use, you can output, okay, or give us an output of potato chips. 13 to 18 is chocolate, and then over age 18 is gum. Okay, so yeah, this is your 5th quiz. So were you guys able to follow running with this one? This is
Yes,
your
sir.
5th quiz, okay? So kung may question or clarification kayo dito sa 5th quiz natin, just message me anytime. All right, so yeah, that's it for your 5th quiz. And then we have another exercise here wherein it is asking us to revise this one using select. So again, just change those and then call this one, put the correct syntax for the select case. Okay, so we don't have then, okay, and then instead of using those great you can equal to, just use the word PO or to, okay. And then we have here select case and then the variable and then end select. Okay. All right. So next one here is message box. So we keep on, using the message box, but we're only using the message. Actually, we can change the type of that one, and we can also change the title of that message box. Because by default, if you will not include the title, and it will copy the title of your project. Okay. But in here, of course, you can now edit it since we are now on the part where we are going to edit the syntaxes or formats of the message boxes. So message is, of course, the message that will be displayed. And then the type. So we have a lot of types, actually. We have 4 types. So we have here a critical type, question mark type, exclamation mark, exclamation point type, or a warning type, and then information type. So later on, we will discuss those things on how to change the type of message. Then lastly is, of course, the title. Okay. So we have here an example. Okay, so let me just show this one to you guys. A very, very simple example. Okay. All right, so I guess that's it. And so all right, so here's the message, and then here's the icon type or the type of that message box, which is information, and then we have here the title. Okay, so let's see. So if I click button 1, so here you will see the message, welcome to VV 2005 Express, and then we have the information icon, and then the title, which is greetings. All right, so I hope you were able to follow with this one. So if you want to change this one, okay, so from information, so just simply change the word information into whatever you wanted to change it, okay? So this is what we are using right now, the information. So if you want to change it into exclamation, then just change the word into exclamation. So there you go. We now have an exclamation icon right here, okay? So if you want to change the title, just change it to one. This is a new title. Title. So there you go. We now have a new title. This is a new title. All right. So you can also change this one from word to number. So if you guys are going to take a look on this one, we have the symbolic constant where you can use those words to display those icons. But since those are quite long, you can use the value itself. So 16 for the critical, 32 for the question, 48 for the exclamation, and then 64 for the information. So let's say I would like to change the type of argument into critical. So I'll just put there 16. So instead of a word, I'll just put here 16. So it will give me a critical icon. So there you go. Okay. If you want question mark, then just change it into 32. All right. So we now have a question mark in here. Right. So that is also possible. Okay. So those are the types of argument that you can use. And then we have here another type of argument, which is now for the choices. So by default, we only have OK. But if you want to have two choices like OK, cancel, then you can do this one also. Okay, if you want to have abort, retry, ignore, you can also do this one. So just type those equivalent symbolic constant. So MsgBoxStyle.OKOnly for OK option, OK cancel for OK cancel buttons, abort, retry, ignore for abort, retry, ignore buttons, etc. etc. So we have yes, no, cancel, yes, no, and then retry, cancel. So let's say I would like to change our option into yes, no button. So that is message box style that yes, no. So change this one into yes, no. So there you go. We now have two options. Okay. And one thing that you will see is we don't have the icon here anymore. Okay. So for you to have the icon, okay, just add a plus sign in here. Plus sign and then a value of, let's say, 16 for critical. There you go. We now have a critical and then an option of yes, no. Okay. So of course, you can also change this yes, no into a value, okay, or equivalent value. So the yes, no button right here is 4. So just change this word into 4. So we now have 4 plus 16. So we have a critical icon and a yes, no option. Okay, critical icon and then a yes, no option. All right. So those are the things that you can do regarding with MsgBox. So you can choose any of those, and then of course it will give you a different value. Okay, I mean, call this one a specific value regarding on what option you have chose. So yeah, for now, just those for now. We'll discuss what are the return value of those option. Okay, so we'll discuss that one later on. So yeah, just like what I mentioned a while ago, you can use this one word or you can use the numbers, wherein it will give you the same result. And here are the returning values. Okay, so notice in here that you guys have a lot of options. So what will happen if you click OK? What will happen if you click cancel? What will happen if you click abort, retry, ignore, and so on and so forth? So here are the returning values. So if you click OK, it will give you a value of 1. So of course, you must have a variable to store the value of 1. Okay, so let's say in here we have a type of OK cancel, and then you click OK, and then it will be stored to our variable name or whatever is the variable that you have declared. Okay, you can store it to a certain variable, and then you can now use the value of that variable to use a if condition or select case condition. So what will happen if I click OK? What will happen if I click cancel? So that one now depends on your program. Okay, so here's an example wherein we have an option of yes, no. So for example, if I click yes, this will give us a value of 6, wherein x now has a value of 6. So what will happen if we have a value of 6? So you can add here a code if x is equal to 6, then so that one now depends on your program. All right. So here's another example. So you can use numbers only to give or to display here the icon. So 64 is for the icon, and then 1 is for the option of OK, cancel. Okay. Next one is the input box. So you can also put, instead of choosing only OK, cancel, ignore, retry, and so on and so forth. Now you can store a string or a number, okay, using an input box. Okay, so it will be stored on our variable str bar. So this str bar depends on the declared variable that you have. Okay, so you can have x only, y, or z. So that completely depends on your declared variable. But in here, we have the syntax wherein we have the message, the title, and then the default value. Okay, so let's have an example real quick. So example number 1, we have the input name, which is the message, data entry, which is the title, and then we only have 2 options, OK and then cancel. So if you click OK, whatever is your input here will be stored on our variable name. If you click cancel, then it will simply exit the input box. So another example, wherein we now have a default value. So by default, upon opening that input box, it already has a value of Juan de la Cruz. All right. So if you leave this one blank, okay, wherein you don't have default value, then your input box doesn't have anything. Okay, but if you include a default value, then it will give you that default value, whatever is that string that you have put in there. Okay, so another default value, question.text. And yeah, so that's it for the module 8. Okay, so we still have 8 minutes. So any questions so far or clarification? Wala na yata. Wala ng tao. All right. Okay, so again, I don't know if you guys are there. So I'll just wait 1 more minute. If no one will respond, I will end our meeting now. And just in case you guys have a question in the future, so once you have watched this video, so just message me again anytime. Okay, so I'm not really sure if there is still someone's listening. Okay, so meron pa sigurong isa, si Miss Ruby Ann. Okay, so what is your question, Miss Ruby Ann?
Ay, sir, piniem ko po sa'yo sa Canvas.
Sa Canvas. Would you like me to read it now?
No, sir, no.
All right. So yeah, that's it for the module 8. So we have here a knowledge check 1 to 9. So if you want to, do this one, then better. This is a practice where you can improve your programming skill. So just in case you want to do this one and then you want my guide, so you can message me anytime. Okay. So we can also have a Zoom meeting, okay, just in case you guys are having a problem while, programming things. As long as I'm free, then I'm very, very willing to help. Okay, just show to me that you have the guts to learn. Okay, you have the call this one the passion. Okay, the passion to learn about programming. Then I'm very, very willing to help. But if you're not helping yourself, then I won't be able to do anything anymore. All right. So yeah, that's it for today. So we'll just meet again this coming Thursday for the last module.
Walang Holy Week break, sir?
So hindi ko pa kasi sure eh. How about your other instructors? What did they say? Are we
Wala
going?
pa, sir.
We don't. Did they say that we don't have class this coming 1, 2, and 3? Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Wala, sir. Wala pang sinasabi. Tsaka wala pang update sa page.
Yeah. So I'm still waiting. Me myself still waiting. So yeah, just stay tuned, and then whatever is announcement, then we'll just follow that one. So kung ako lang sa inyo, wag na kayo masyadong umasa. Okay? Kung sakaling walang klase, baka magkaroon ng asynchronous. Kung sakaling walang asynchronous, then maswerte tayong lahat. Okay, we're lucky. Pero kawawa nga lang kayo. Okay? Kasi yun na nga, bakasyon yun, tapos tuloy ng 5. So parang nabawasan yung day nyo para matapos yung mga activities. Anyway, so nasabi ko naman na lahat ng mga activities na gagawin nyo. So wala nang karagdagan. So kung sakaling gusto nyo gamitin yung 1, 2, and 3 kung wala mang klase na gawin yung mga yun, then better. Okay, just message me anytime if you guys have a problem.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sige. Alright, so if you guys do not have a question anymore, then you guys may now go, and then we'll just meet again if we have a class this coming Thursday. So, announce ko naman eh.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Alright, so goodbye, and thank you guys for coming.